Here are some scary situations that I think could have been handled a bit differently, and by that I mean these people should have ran. Number 10. Lachlan McGilvory is on vacation when these wild monkeys take over his resort room from an open balcony. His son makes eye contact and gets ready to close the door if it pounces. Lachlan really should be running away himself, but he continues to record. He aggressively steps forward when one of the monkeys starts playing around with his phone. Fortunately, they relent this time and drop his phone. But at 28 seconds, you can see one of them shows their teeth, ready to chomp if he comes any closer. Even though they are much smaller, their chomp is much worse than ours. He is outnumbered and who knows if they are carrying something contagious, so he really should have ran away. Number 9. A doorbell cam in a residential neighborhood catches what sounds like a woman's final screams for help. Her voice is raw at the end and it sounds like she has been yelling for quite some time. I think it sounds like her voice is coming from this white car that is going pretty fast for a neighborhood road. I want to say this is somebody's idea of a sick joke, but there's no faking that level of fear or desperation in her voice. She really should jump out of the car window if she could, but who knows if she'd been cuffed or worse. Number 8. jdgehlert explores an abandoned building on YouTube Live when his expression is interrupted by a distinctly human voice, or at least something doing their best impression of one. Eventually, Davo tracks the noise to a single room not far away. He waits for another minute, hesitant to go any further, and sees a face poke around the corner, but when he rushes in, the person is gone. A closer look at the room shows that there are no windows or doors that they could have escaped through from where they were positioned. There simply should be no way for them to disappear, and yet they are gone, leaving jdgehlert wondering what the heck is going on. Number 7. Dennis and Tim of Nerve Paranormal return to the Atkinson Manor to see if there's anything they've missed their first time around. There certainly is something they've missed before, and it definitely does not miss them. They are first greeted by a stuffed animal that I don't think was there before. It looks much less dusty than the steps around it, and therefore was probably put there recently. Nerve Paranormal could have put that there themselves though, so even though it's creepy, it's also easily disproven. Less easy to disprove, however, is when they hear this commotion while holding a spirit box session. It sounds like something runs up the steps moments before the door opens, yet no one is there. When they return downstairs, they find this blue kid's chair, shown briefly at 3 minutes and 50 seconds, is now part of a neatly arranged circle at 17 minutes and 30 seconds. Just as they are wondering how the chairs got this way, they get their answer. This still frame, taken in a flash of his camera at 17 minutes and 44 seconds, shows the chairs 1 second before they pull away. You can see no strings running on the floor whatsoever. I don't see how this is possible unless they put magnets on the bottom of these chairs and slid them across the ground from one floor below, which requires 4 different people and a lot of effort. Instead of running away to somewhere safe, they stand their ground, which seems to make the ghost of the manor grow even more displeased. Then again, this object just so happens to be within kicking distance of the cameraman, so maybe he did it himself and then acted surprised. When Tim and Dennis decide to leave a minute later, they hear 4 footsteps and the doors open. This could be a spirit or it could be their friends. I think it could be real considering they eventually chose to escape off the roof and risk falling to get out of there. Number 6. When 2 strangers pull up to your boat on the Nile, you have to assume the worst. This area is known for pirates. They cast a line and tie themselves to the ship in preparation to board.
Oh dear Lord.
The one in white reaches down and then back turned, stands up while holding something.
Alright guys, look for art. Does anyone see an G in there?
He reaches back into his pocket and pulls out nothing but towels. As it turns out, this area is full of traveling salesmen too, even at sea. Still, I think they probably should have ran for help as soon as they thought these could be pirates, instead of recording in plain sight and making themselves an easy target. Number 5. A Spanish-speaking YouTube channel called Fearless Omar Crew pairs up with Ricky Velasquez to track down what they are calling the most cursed witch in the world. Silently watching from within a hideout in the middle of the woods is a dark figure. Their high-powered survival flashlight does nothing to brighten its face, even when shined directly in the window. They should run away screaming for help then and there because, I mean, nobody wants to get a curse after all. But the group decides to go on the offensive and confront whoever or whatever is inside. Waiting for them is this creepy doll pointing their way. Again, running away and getting help seems like the smartest possible option at this point, but they instead walk around while actually holding the doll, checking every hiding spot possible. Then they hear this disembodied voice in an area that they just looked in moments before.
¿Quién eres?
I think it might be the witch taunting them further. Perhaps the doll was not pointing at them earlier, but rather at someone behind them. Anyway, as they are trying to make sense of the situation, this noise scatters their thoughts. If you speak Spanish, please give us a rundown on their conversation before this happens, as well as their reaction after.
Es que se oigo mejor. Luego cuando estoy agarrando el celular me pongo una pregunta si me puedo poner las dos.
That absolutely sounded like a cackle of a witch taking enjoyment in their fear, or at least a woman who lost her mind long ago. Maybe whoever was laughing was also placing a powerful curse on them both, one that I hope does not extend to me and you. Number 4. Most bad guys see a security camera and think twice, but Jason Chekhov thinks that this one was attracted to his house specifically because of it, which he can get some money for if he can manage to get away. There's no doubt that he stops and looks directly at the camera at 9 seconds into the video. It's such an abrupt and dramatic turn that some people think the whole thing is fake, and that this person whose face is fully covered is none other than Jason Chekhov himself trying to get some views. I would agree that this could be a possibility, if not for the lengths of which the person is willing to go through to get inside. First, they put one arm under the other and try to wedge it open with force. Then they just try to open it the good old-fashioned way and give the glass 3 solid elbows. Finally, they try to simply pinch and lift, painfully snapping back their fingernail from the sound of it. The point is, I really doubt Jason Chekhov would have risked messing up his windows or his fingers trying to break his way in, though I could be wrong. Number 3. Durian Rider is a Navy SEAL who wants to set a brown recluse spider free, but the spider does not want to be let go. He puts it on the ground and it immediately crawls up his shoe and back up his leg. Even the slightest movement could make the spider clamp down out of fear. He has to remain completely still and catch it on his hand, again remaining completely still, otherwise it's crawling up his inner thigh, and you know where from there.
He's crawling up my leg. I don't know what to do, man. Don't bite me there, mate. Don't bite me. I'll be shit on my arm.
It looks like a good recovery until it crawls up his back, and he loses track of it for the longest minute of his life. According to Durian Rider, the spider is injecting him full of venom here at 2 minutes and 46 seconds, but I think it's just calmly sitting on his elbow. He lets it go against a tree and the video ends. If it really did chomp him though, I think almost anyone would have retaliated instantly, so I think he was probably not harmed. Either way, the next time you see a brown recluse spider, don't pick it up to set it free outside, just run. Number 2. Something is with exploring with Tom as he checks out an abandoned mansion that isn't so empty after all. Noises make him want to run away screaming for help, but he also wants to make longer YouTube videos than he normally does, so he pushes onwards.
I'm hoping no one's in here. No one's definitely going to be in here, so I guess I'll be fine. What the?
Tom doesn't know what to think when a clown walks out and casually turns down the hall without a single glance his way. The clown begins to rock in place, and exploring with Tom actually starts to feel bad for him, which makes no sense in my opinion, because almost no one would approach a stranger dressed as a clown in a busted mansion. Instead of running away to get help, he decides to offer the clown help himself. He never does actually dial a number, another reason this could be fake.
If I call the police for you, you're gonna get some help, okay? You're gonna get some help. I'm gonna call the police for you right now, okay?
Suddenly, the clown snaps back to reality and rejects Tom's help with a look that makes him take off.
Yo, I'm gonna help you.
In my opinion, this final response is what he should have done all along. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and if you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Have you seen the number 15 music video yet? If not, you're definitely missing out. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way, you'll be notified of the new videos I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Number 1. This paranormal investigation once made the news for not one but 2 ghost sightings within seconds. The first one is a woman wearing robes with one arm stretched out. Her face is gray and featureless, but at the same time you can almost make out each individual finger grabbing her long black hair. I don't think that this is video effects, because when shown next to an actual living person on the right, it's very hard to tell who is real and who is a ghost. And you might have remembered that I spoke of another ghost in the beginning. The second apparition appears to the left of the first ghost, and it's even more concerning. This one looks much more demonic, frowning. Its features sharp and pointy as it looks to the right, and it seems to have 2 horns. Let's analyze things I find oddly terrifying. Videos that I really hope for your own sake you can't relate to.